Scenario: an angry husband or boyfriend has been told that the security guard has been making unwanted advances to his wife. I was not that security guard. I don't normally work this location. However, I'm there today.
Well done.
3 minutes. And start.
Hey,
Stop. Whoa, hey,
asshole.
Hey, what's the problem? Stop.
I
don't know you. Hey, I don't know your wife. I don't know your wife. Do me a favor, stop. Hey, calm down, sir.
I am not going to calm down. Motherfucker! Pop. Now, let's break that down a bit, though. I am well trained. IWB draw, I'm fast.
Yeah.
Right? I've shot distinguished graduate. Should we be showing them?
Okay, so let's do it. Okay, so in this situation, Gregg is the trained guy. And listen, for all the men out there who are watching this, take it from me, someone who has had multiple affairs. You might be messing with someone whose husband is trained. And that's the situation. What are your thoughts on how I responded to your aggression? I'm thinking that I'm at work and somebody comes in like that. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think you were in character well, because honestly what's going to happen is your brain is going to reel. You're like, what's going on? In fact, I think for a moment you forgot you were guard.
Yeah.
Right? Because now at this point you're a man under attack.
Yeah.
And so you've got to play catch up. And I didn't let you catch up much.
Yeah, that's good.
Onslaught, motherfucker, right? Boom. So that being said, like I said, I've got a slightly faster holster draw than most. I'm not sure how realistic that is, but...
Well, in that situation, what could I have done differently?
Basically, in a situation like that, one of the things you do is you have to keep your reactionary gap. So let's just turn the tables, right? I'm in here like this. You're in my face. You're coming in, right?
Hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? Hey, don't tell me to back off.
I'm going to fuck off, right? Boom. See in here? So I'm going to jam that as fast as I can, hitting at wrist. If I can, boom. Now I'm in here, I'm in here.
Absolutely. But you're thinking, you're not allowed... I guess the bigger point is not to ever allow yourself to, like, turn it off. You know what I mean? Like you said, when you came in and you're making that accusation, even though I just set the scenario up, I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're not even expecting that whatsoever. So yeah, that I think we might get a little more debrief on that. But realistically speaking, it's about controlling your own emotion. So now what we're talking about is you have to de-escalate you immediately.
Also, I think that something that's really important is that the distance, the gap distance, the space, it doesn't change based on circumstances. So if a person comes in that is, obviously homeless or addicted to drugs and is being belligerent, you have a tendency, I do have a tendency to immediately put myself on guard, right? Mm-hmm. If someone comes in and they have all of the looks of being maybe, an aggressive biker type or something that, gives you that idea that this might be a dangerous person, you're on guard. But what you're saying is you should always be on guard. That distance, that reactionary gap distance doesn't change based on the circumstances. Yeah. If a person comes into the store and he's an angry, boyfriend or husband, you don't treat that any different than you would the person that immediately puts you in a situation where you're thinking about that reactionary gap. I should have never let you close that gap, even though I'm trying to plead with you that I don't know what you're talking about, what you're dealing with.
Now, other things you could take into consideration, of course, here we are in an empty room, obstacles. What else have you got? Cover concealment, right? What's available to you? Because the minute you move, I think this is really important, guys. The minute you shift behind something, if I'm still choosing to attack you, then now I have to look down because I am now navigating obstacles. This is something we teach in active shooter training, right? If you obviously you'll evade and not get seen, but if you get seen, you need to put as many things in the path between the shooter and you as possible, right? Because the minute, that's what you really want more than anything else is to look down, have me look away. So some of that, when you're doing this, you could be doing this. Because I'm like, what? And if I do that, that's your situation. The other thing is, what's in your hand? What could you have got anything thrown at my face? The human body hates anything in its face, right? And then your first thing that's going to happen there is fuck. And now this is a very different,
Right,
but
yeah,
you
yeah,
had me here, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
get my hands in an awkward place. I don't know how to do it. It doesn't matter what it is, you throw it, right?
Yeah.
Boom, you can kick me in, yeah, of course, at that point. See, this is the hard part of security guard. Now, whether you ever put this on or not, I don't care, but I do want to say it, is you ask any fighter, right, what is the fastest way to de-escalate an attack, and they will tell you it's a preemptive strike.
Yeah,
right?
attack, yeah.
The preemptive strike. So you're watching this guy. You see me like when I was getting into character. I'm doing this shit, right? Because that's what they do. And they start. You watch here, the veins in the head. I start doing this, and then I do this. When I look over my shoulder, it's coming,
Yeah.
right? So any fighter, the minute you look away, it's like bam! I'm just going to nail you, right? Guards can't do that.
Yeah.
We don't have that luxury. So every preemptive strike we ever deliver has got to be verbal.
Absolutely.
How are you going to de-escalate that verbally?
And what I want you guys to do in this situation, and the whole point of putting this together, I want you thinking, right? I am not offering you advice on what specifically to do. I'm showing you, in a very controlled environment, some of the ways that I talk in order to de-escalate situations. Well, all of these things are fluid, and you're going to have to think for yourself on how to best navigate situations like this. But you have to be thinking about these things. These scenarios that we've gone through today, they have all happened to me, with the exception of this one. They've all happened to me, and you have to be aware of them and ready for these because they are so likely to happen in your line of work. I just want you guys to think, put yourselves in these situations, and work through some of these scenarios on your own with other officers, and come up with ways that you can be better prepared should they happen. Any final thoughts on that?
Now you're awesome.
All right, guys. Good deal. Thank you. Good job.